folks, and welcome to another episode of the Gleaner Tech Review. I'm Peyton Wilmot.
And I'm Suzette Hart, and we're here to review the Huawei Y625. This is a typical smartphone which comes with a 8 megapixel camera at the back and 2 megapixel camera at the front. Alright Peyton, like how you're the tech person, dive deeper into the specs for me.
Okay, folks, first off, there's no specification on the Y625 box. There's not even a specification for the camera. So you have to actually know what you're looking for to know what's actually in the device. Now the Y625 comes with a quad-core processor that runs at 1.2 gigahertz, and it actually has 1 gig of RAM. That's kind of good for a low-end phone. Also, the camera, 8 megapixel as she said, but it only can record at 720p, which is not really high-end, but it's still good for a budget phone. Now last but not least, remember that last video we did with the DL1000, how many spaces on it? Well, they say it's 4 gigs of RAM. I should say RAM, right?
RAM.
Thank you. So it's 4 gig of RAM, and
that's ROM.
Yeah, thanks for the correction, Susan.
You're welcome, Peter.
Yeah, so it's ROM. You know, read-only memory. So anything you store there stays there. So this has 4 gigs of RAM, which is different from RAM, right?
Which is RAM, which is random access memory, which just stores stuff just temporary.
Okay, thank you so much. So, folks, it's good to see the specs if you want to know about it, but you really want to know the features of the phone. You know, so what are some of the features we found?
Well, unlike the DL1000, this one has a removable battery.
Yes, so it's kind of good if you don't need to have more batteries to walk around with. And something I liked was the radio. Yes, don't look at me like I'm an old person.
FM radio, yeah.
Yes, it has FM radio. I listen radio a lot.
A lot?
Yes, a lot.
Okay.
And there's one thing we can all talk about, which is the sound recorder.
Yeah.
Well, what would you use that for?
Well, just to remind me about stuff. Like if I have to go to the supermarket, I can just click on it and say, remind me to buy bread, butter, chicken back.
Yeah, chicken. So, you know, you have your sound recorder to record anything. She use it for grocery lists. I use it to remind me what the people in power promised.
Unlike the DL1000, which has a 5.5 inch screen, the Huawei Y625 only have a 5 inch screen. The resolution is kind of weird. Peyton, can you help me out with that one?
Yeah, the resolution for the Y625 is not 720p or 1080p. It's a weird resolution that is 480 times 854. I don't know where that falls in the range of resolution. Strange.
Well, although the resolution is weird, I was still able to watch my TV shows on it and my movies, and it was still good. It was still pretty good. So.
Yeah, well, I'm not the movie type.
Obviously.
So, web browsing the web was okay. Definitely not a high-end display, but it was visible. And the battery life for me was on the okay side. I got 3.5, 4 days. You know, still not a very popular person.
Well, because I watch my movies and TV shows on it, I get like roughly 2 days on it. Like I watch movies hard. So yeah, I got 2 days from it.
Yes, we know.
Whatever, Peter.
So the phone has an 8 megapixel camera at the back and a 2 megapixel camera at the front for selfies. Now the back camera is 8 megapixel with a flash. You know, I don't like taking pictures of myself, so I'll leave the whole picture quality thing to Suzette. So please, just tell me how it
Okay, Peyton. The camera at the back, it takes fairly good photos. The camera at the front, which is 2 megapixel, is average, basically. As usual, we have to tell you about the pros and the cons of the phone.
Yeah, just in case you're going to buy it, you need to know these things. So, a con for me, you know, it doesn't have fast charge. So you will sit for a while to get this phone to fully charge. Roughly about an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours. What was it for you really?
For me, it's really the buttons at the front. When you're in the dark, they don't light up any at all. So you have no idea where the buttons are. And also the pro for me is that it has 1 gig of RAM, which means that you can run a lot of stuff in the background.
Yeah, for me though, you know, I'm the poor guy, so the pro for me is really the price. Now, we have some cons, but for the price that this is actually being sold for from Lime, you're getting a good package. You don't have to look at spending over 20,000 for a device like this. So you get your cameras, which is 8 and 2. You have your 1 gig of RAM. Yes, the downside, you have the backlight. At the front, there's none. So you'll be fiddling with it. Like I saw Susan doing. So, what is the price?
Roughly 13,000.
Yeah, and for
Jamaican dollars, that is.
Yeah.
Which is not bad.
yeah, on my budget, yeah, that is good for a 5-inch screen phone with these specs. So that is it for the Huawei Y625. Now, you can get this device at Lime, so we're just going to leave it at that. My name is Peyton Wilmot,
And I'm Suzette Hart.
and thanks for watching.